All right, so in this video, we're going to be working on Brad's 2004 GTO. We're going to do tie rod ends, new struts, and strut mounts. That video may be after this one. But today at least, we're going to do both tie rod ends and show you guys how we do an alignment. So we've already pulled the wheels off, and we've got it sitting on jack stands, but where the weight is still on the suspension, so that we can do the tape measure alignment. You can't do a tape measure alignment unless the weight is sitting on it, because it changes the alignment when the wheels are just sagging. So to get the tie rods loose, we had to do a couple of things here. We used MAP gas torch to heat up this nut. I think this car's got 130,000-ish miles on it, and I don't think these had ever been touched, so they were pretty well on there. But heating up that nut, we were able to back it off, and then just backing this off until the nut was just sitting on the top, and hitting the knuckle, the end of the knuckle right there, and it just popped right out. So now what we've done is I've put the nut in the position where I want the new tie rod to go. We're kind of messing with the center on this one, so you probably don't need to do that if you're messing with this on a GTO. Just leave the nut where it's almost right up against it, and then you can thread this tie rod. When you pull this off, you can thread this tie rod right up until it butts up against that nut, and then you can put it back together, and you'll know the new tie rod is right where the old one is. Otherwise, your best bet is to unscrew it and either count threads or take a measuring tape to it. This is our method for doing a kind of redneck shop alignment. We used a piece of a paper clip and just cut it and stuck it in the tread as far as we could without actually damaging anything, and got it as straight as we could. I like to go to the outside of the firewall because I think there's a little bit more meat there, holds on to it. And you do the exact same thing on the other side. And then we'll start by measuring the front side. So you
basically with both pins pointed forward, and we've got to rotate it down so you can actually see and get a straight shot across the front of the car. And then with the tape measure, we'll measure both pins from outside to outside of the pin on the front left to the pin on the front right. 68 and a half. And now we'll do the same thing in the back. And essentially what you want is about 1/8 of an inch smaller on the front distance than on the back. And it's very important that you do not use two different sets of pins, one in the front of the tire and one in the back. You need to use the same pin so you're measuring from the exact same spot every time.